All right. So yesterday the markets took a break, and the S&P 500 snapped a two-day winning streak. There we go. We had a loss yesterday, and will the party continue today with new all-time highs? Well, let's take a look to see what's happening in the markets today. And today is Thursday, June 24th. We're doing this so that you know what's going on. Hey, Mark, how's it going?
Good, Marcus. How are you doing?
Good. So yeah, yesterday pretty mixed. I mean, last week was the worst week in I don't know 8 months or something like this, and then we had this impressive bounce back. But Dow Jones and S&P yesterday slightly down, snapping a two-day winning streak.
Yeah, in the last 30 minutes, especially, there was a little dip going into the close, and that left the S&P and Dow slightly lower. The Nasdaq, on the other hand, just barely squeaked by with another record close.
Yeah, the Nasdaq is just on fire. So it seems that there's a rotation again going on into growth stocks. So inflation fears all brushed aside.
Well, that's the interesting thing because the inflation picture. Of course, we've heard the Fed and Fed Chair Powell mention that inflation is transitory and that it's because of supply chain issues and the effects from the pandemic and what we experienced there. But it seems like more and more Fed members are jumping on board the "let's raise rates in 2022" bandwagon. I saw yesterday that Atlanta Fed President Raphael Bostic, I think it is,
Yep.
he said that although he believes that it's temporary, the inflation that is, but it's going to be longer than initially expected, and rather than 2-3 months, it could take 6 to 9 months of this higher inflation. So that kind of changes things. That they have to address that.
Yes, but you see, it kind of doesn't make sense because this is when interest rates are supposed to rise earlier, right? When interest rates are rising, this is bad for growth stocks, and growth stocks are in the Nasdaq. And so the Nasdaq right now is making new all-time highs because there's this relationship between interest and growth stocks. Growth stocks usually they need more capital because they want to expand quickly. So they are hurt by higher interest rates. But right now, we have the fear, or I mean, we have, as you said, more Fed members saying that it might be sooner than expected, that interest rates are being raised, and the Nasdaq is making new all-time highs. I mean, what the heck? What's happening here?
And maybe this is one of those good news is bad news is good news scenarios where traders really were worried that the Fed was going to jump on board, combating interest rate or the inflation even sooner with bond tapering and maybe even interest rates before that. I don't know, but you know how that works. Or sometimes the
Right.
exact opposite of what you expect is
Now,
taking
we
place.
talked about it. I mean, the Fed has two main goals. The first one is employment. Well, I don't want to say it's first. I mean, they're both equally important, right? And the second is
Sure.
keep inflation under control. But it's all about employment and inflation. So this morning we had more employment numbers coming out. We had the initial weekly claims, and surprise, surprise. So the initial weekly claims came in again higher than expected. This is now the second week in a row.
Yeah, I think this is a surprise. Lower than last week, but for 2 weeks higher than expected and holding above 400,000. This is new claims from the previous week.
Right.
So 411,000 people filed new unemployment claims, which is interesting because businesses are telling a different picture.
I mean, absolutely. We hear it everywhere. Yeah, that we hear it from the airlines. I mean, American Airlines canceled hundreds of flights because they have a problem getting flight crews together. I told you on Sunday I went to I went to Fogo de Chao. Well, Estancia, it's a very similar restaurant, and they said, "Well, we have a shortage. We're paying $17 an hour to get started here." And I mean, you hear it everywhere. And now we see that okay, unemployment claims are on the rise. So it's weird. It's weird what's going on there.
Yep,
So,
yep.
trade what you see, not what you think. So, what do we see this morning? This morning, looking at the futures markets, we just see that all of the indices are up. I mean, actually
Yeah.
doing really, really well. They're up. We were looking here at the Dow up 0.4%, ES 0.4%, Nasdaq being up 0.5%. And I mean, the ES, which mirrors the S&P 500, this seems to point to another record high today.
That's what it looks like. It looks like we could see record highs again, and well, we'll find out more after the market's open.
Jeez, of Pete's. Okay. Well, a few individual headlines. What is it? Eli Lilly, right? How do you pronounce these guys?
Yeah, Eli Lilly.
Eli Lilly. Did you see what
Mhm.
happened there? Because they're up 8% this morning.
Yeah, I saw that shares were higher because the U.S. drug maker said it will file a marketing application later this year for its experimental Alzheimer's treatment under the FDA's accelerated approval pathway. So seems to be some more competition in the Alzheimer's market, or the help there, after years of no innovation.
Right. Now, here's the interesting thing. I heard that they received the designation breakthrough therapy from the FDA. And this designation means that the treatment might show substantial improvement over existing therapies and that it qualifies for the expedited development and approval. So, this is why there's some interest. Who was
Interesting.
the other drug maker that we looked at a couple of weeks ago? Do you remember?
Uh, was it BIIB?
I was BIRB, right? Because they also had a breakthrough here, and this is where initially they jumped way up. But right now, especially today, with competition coming in, they're down 6.3%, and it seems that the Eli Lilly drug or treatment, whatever they have there, is superior over the Biogen one, the BIIB. So BIIB down 6.3% this morning. All right.
Yeah, yeah. We'll see. Um, so there's a few earnings coming up after the close today.
Okay.
Nike.
Let's see. So Nike heading higher pre-market here, 0.5%, but it's pretty much in line with the market. So let's see what happens here
Sure,
after the bell.
sure. So they report after the close today. I believe that FedEx is reporting after the bell today.
It's FDX. There we go. Yep. And they have a dividend also higher, 1%. That's pretty much in line with the markets right now.
Yeah, and then BlackBerry BB.
Oh my gosh, there's a meme stock. So they report earnings. Okay, let's see what they have to say. That'll be interesting. That'll be
Yeah,
interesting.
that's after the close. So a couple things to watch.
Yeah, let's take a look at the
Um,
other meme stocks just to see what's happening. So GameStop yesterday down 0.5%, this morning up 1%. So very, very muted right now. So not a whole lot going on there. AMC yesterday unchanged 0.05%, this morning down 0.63%. So yeah, not a whole lot going on here. Let's take a look at Clover, which is another meme stock. Okay, still continues. Well, pre-market up 10%. So yesterday up 10%, 9.5%. This morning 9.3%. Okay. Clean energy. Might as well take a look at these guys. Yesterday down 1%. This morning up 0.45%. So what's Bitcoin doing? Bitcoin had a pretty impressive last 2 days. I mean, after dipping below 30,000, it bounced back. So this morning, today, slightly higher than yesterday. But I mean, overall, if we just look at this chart, it kind of looks like we are forming a triangle here. So let's see if it can break out to the upside. Or I said yesterday, if this goes below 30,000, we might actually see a retracement to what, 25,000 possibly?
could be. Yeah, that's the I think the line in the sand. So we'll see. Now, I saw that the Fed's going to announce their annual bank stress test results, and they're scheduled to be released after the bell on Thursday. Why this matters is for banks during the pandemic, they were forced to freeze dividends and also stop buybacks. So, trying to help stabilize things there. And the Fed loaning them money, that was basically the contingency there. So, with the stress tests coming out, it could open the door for the banks again wants to increase, payouts, dividend payouts, and also buybacks. That could have a positive impact on banks. We'll see.
Let's take a look at a few banks. Let's take a look at Citigroup. Wow, Citigroup just got hammered recently, going from 80 to what, 69 here. This morning bouncing up to 70.25, so up 0.9% here. Wells Fargo also up 0.5% this morning. What else? Let's take a look at Bank of America, BAC. Okay, so they're all bouncing back. So last week, or over the last few weeks, seems that all of them were sliding down, and now we have a bounce back here in the banks. Interesting.
Yeah.
Let's take a look
Hey,
at
did you hear
another
about the
sector.
new resort?
Oh,
Did you hear about the new resort in Vegas?
oh my gosh, yes, yes. Let's actually bring it up. What it's called? It's called World Resort, I believe, right?
Resorts World.
Oh, Resorts World. Okay, let's take a look at this. Resorts World, Las Vegas. Let's take a look at the images. Holy cannoli. I heard that's at the end of the strip right across from the Wynn, right?
Yes. Yep.
It looks massive. What's happening there?
So this is the latest hotel in Vegas to be built, and the grand opening, or it opens its doors today.
Wow.
And it's for size comparison, I guess it's the size of the Bellagio, um, or the Venetian, so a pretty decent size. It was a $4.3 billion property, the most expensive property ever developed in Las Vegas, and it
Holy.
features 3.5 thousand hotel rooms, so 3,500 hotel rooms.
And I believe this was in cooperation with Hilton, wasn't it?
Yes, it was Hilton and a Malaysian company.
Yeah.
So the
Well, I just brought up Hilton Worldwide, so they're up 0.23%. It doesn't seem to have an impact, but let's see what overall is happening in Vegas, because MGM, they got an upgrade. So this is why they're jumping this morning. So MGM is up, 2.3%. They got an upgrade from whom? Do
yeah,
you remember?
I don't know who.
It was upgraded to buy from hold. Oh, this was Deutsche Bank. Deutsche Bank, because
Okay.
they said the hotel and casino operator here, MGM, is likely to exceed its targets for profit margin improvement. So that would be good. Let's see what the other Vegas guys are doing. So we have Wynn. Wynn up 0.6%. That's pretty much in line with the markets. And then we have Las Vegas Sands up 0.6%. So not really a big jump yet. So it seems that this upgrade from Deutsche Bank is more specific to MGM and not to the overall industry. But it seems that,
Yeah.
yeah, Vegas is coming back. All right. I also saw KB Homes, KBH. They reported earnings, and they missed revenue expectations from Wall Street. So this is why this morning they are down. So home builders, we will see. I mean, this is just so interesting right now. I mean, we have real estate prices rising pretty much all across, faster than ever. We have the stock market going up, right? We have, I mean, it's crazy. Used car prices rising. We have oil going up. Let's take a look at gold, see what's happening there. It just so weird. Everything is just going up, up, up. And will we see a bubble here? So gold has been going down, but found a bottom here around 1760. So what do you think? Is a bubble coming soon?
Hey, the question is more, when will the bubble pop?
Right. At some point, I mean, especially home
Bubbles can
price,
be
they
very
can't
profitable.
continue to surge this way. Anyhow, hey, we got to jump into live trading with our mastermind where we trade live in the open. Thanks for being here. If you want to see more videos from us, we have a few videos popping up right now. This video show you exactly how we trade the open and what we do. Take a look at these and have a great rest of your day.
Happy trading, everybody.